residence. Cops presented the scenario to Amanda, who signed a report saying,
Okay, what is this? Amanda Knox documentary BBC? Oh, this is the one.
Pronto, buongiorno. Senta, qualcuno è praticamente entrato in casa sfondando la finestra e ha messo molto disordine, c'è una porta chiusa.
On November the 2nd, 2007, police in Perugia receive a phone call. There's been a break-in. When police arrive, they discover a young woman has been stabbed to death. She's Meredith Kircher, a British student, a girl with everything to live for.
Amanda.
For 7 years,
They do have drip though. Italian cops, like they got the fucking cool ass berets and shit.
her American flatmate, Amanda Knox, was the center of a
Why is Duchess so disrespectful to anyone who isn't American? What the fuck? Dude, are you dumb? We're Americans who fucking shit on America literally 24/7. So the one moment that we like let a fraction of that seep out towards the British, oh my god, or the Italians, like everyone loses their fucking shit. Dude, we spend like out of 8 hours every day, we spend like 6 of them shitting on America. Okay? Like, I think fucking the British can catch these hands a little bit too. Jesus Christ. And the Italians too. Fuck. You stereotype as fuck, but who cares? Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, I know. I do stereotype a lot.
media and judicial storm accused of Meredith's murder. In 2015, the murder convictions of Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito were overturned once and for all.
She deserved so much in this life. I'm the lucky one.
The family of Meredith Kircher feels let down by the Italian judiciary for the contradictory verdicts it has produced over nearly 8 years. Meredith Kircher grew up in Croydon, South London. In August 2007, a new university year is about to start. Meredith, now 21, prepares to leave for the ancient and peaceful hilltop city of Perugia, Italy.
She was very excited about coming to Italy, looking forward to learning more about Italian culture, seeing the city of Perugia and making new friends. And she really fought to come here. She really wanted to be here.
Mez, as everyone calls her, is studying European politics and Italian at Leeds. Now she has an exchange year in Italy, a country she's been in love with since a school trip. But saying goodbye to her sister Stephanie isn't easy.
We were just talking on the sofa and having a little cuddle goodbye, and then I just remember
Such based takes from people who have never been to jail. This is sad as fuck. Okay, I'm banning you just for this. This is the most disgusting thing you could ever type. Okay? No rehabilitation here.
her suddenly crying and saying that she was going to be sad to go, but she was excited to come. And I remember being quite taken aback, so I thought, don't make me sad, I'll miss you, but you'll go and have fun.
She leaves on September the 1st and quickly afterwards moves into the upstairs flat of this cottage with 3 housemates, 2 young Italian trainee lawyers and a student on exchange from the United States, 20-year-old Amanda Knox. Amanda has travelled almost 6,000 miles from Seattle on the northwest coast to study Italian in Perugia. Photogenic, outgoing, and describing herself as quirky, Amanda Knox loves the Beatles and Harry Potter. She's been studying at university and has worked 3 jobs to pay for her Italian adventure. She is very different from the quiet and studious Meredith. While housemates, There is said to be tension over Amanda's supposedly casual attitude to sex, money, and housework. Within weeks, Amanda Knox lands a job in Perugia, working as a waitress at Le Chic, a pub owned by a popular musician from the Congo, Patrick Lumumba.
She gave me the impression of a good person. If she wasn't a good person, she wouldn't have worked here. That doesn't mean that her relationship with clients pleased me, because she often talked to the clients, and I had to tell her to get back to work.
On October the 25th, Amanda and Meredith go to a classical music concert together, where Amanda meets Italian student Raffaele Sollecito. He looks like her favorite, Harry Potter, and the two begin a whirlwind romance. Described by friends as intelligent and sensitive, the handsome Raffaele has come to Perugia to study information technology. A week later, October the 31st, it is Halloween, and in Perugia, like every other university town, it's party time. It is one of Meredith's favourite nights out, and she is dressed as a vampire. These will turn out to be among the last photographs of her alive. Happy, full of life, and completely at home with her new friends. What happens on the night of November the 1st, 2007, has been the subject of 3 trials, 3 appeals, and 3 Supreme Court rulings. The story has more twists and turns than the medieval streets of Perugia itself. The story starts at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 2nd of November, when a local woman finds 2 mobile phones in her garden. She takes them to the postal police, which handles crimes involving communication devices. They quickly discover one of the phones is registered to Via della Pergola 7, a small cottage just 500 meters away. When police arrive here, they see 2 students in the driveway, Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito.
Is that Harry Potter? Oh my god, he looks just like Italian Harry Potter.
They tell the police the front door is open and one room has been ransacked. Police go into the house. One bedroom's a mess. Clothes are all over the floor and a large rock is lying near the window. Shortly after the postal police arrive, around 12:51, Raffaele Sollecito calls the elite police force, the Carabinieri. He doesn't mention that the postal police are already there and says nothing's been stolen. Details prosecutors would later claim are significant.
Pronto, buongiorno. Senta, qualcuno è praticamente entrato in casa sfondando la finestra e ha messo molto disordine, c'è una porta chiusa. La via è... Via della Pergola. Perugia Carabinieri? Della Pergola 7. Via? Della Pergola 7 a Perugia.
Furto in abitazione, eh?
No, non c'è furto.
I'm going to turn off here.
Amanda says she's worried about her friend Meredith. Her door's locked. She's not answering the phone. When the door is broken down, they discover a beige duvet on the floor. Beneath it, the battered and bloody body of Meredith Kircher.
Kind of fucked up. They just straight show it, by the way.
Prosecutor Giuliano Mignini arrives.
This guy.
Just after 2 p.m. He finds Meredith is partially naked, her bra's been cut off, and her t-shirt rolled up above her breasts. It looks like a sexual assault.
When you start an investigation, you don't know what happened. You have to slowly reconstruct the situation.
Forensics teams work inside and outside the cottage. Right away, they think it's a staged break-in. Glass shards are on top rather than underneath the scattered clothes. The large rock seems too heavy to be thrown from the ground to the first floor window, and too big to go through the small crack between the shutters. A handbag, jewelry case, camera, and laptop computer are lying in full view. There's a
They
lot.
don't show anything but a foot? Dude, that's crazy though. That's still the fucking dead body under covers. Like, it's a wild thing to
Of
show.
bloody shoe prints from Meredith's room to the front door. And in the bathroom, a bloody bare footprint is on the bath mat. Over 4 days, investigators collect more than 400 items from the apartment, photographing and filming their work. Meredith's bra has been sliced off, but when police bag it for evidence, they notice something is missing.
Sì, è stato strappato, manca la parte dei gancetti. È stato strappato. Questa, sì. Qui è uscita la parte dei gancetti. Il maschio della grappina.
Bro, they're fucking... I swear to God, like... They're like, their operating procedure is so funny. I'm sorry. It's like... I feel like it's just so Italian. You know what I mean? Hey, look at that. The bra, it does not have a hook. Yes, it's crazy. What the fuck? They're just like talking.
Sì. Però il fatto, l'unica cosa è che è intriso di sangue, quindi questo ce l'aveva nel momento in cui è stata ammazzata.
Somehow, the investigators...
You must be really mad that you weren't man enough to serve after 9/11. Some of us did go. I never committed any war crimes, as you repeat over and over again. Learn how to actually debate your troll. Bro, this guy is still in here, bro. We moved past it, okay? Yeah, dude, you're a brave hero. You know, thank you. Thank you for defending our freedom of speech by fucking, you know, terrifying goat herders and their families in Afghanistan. Okay, thank you for protecting the American interest. Thank you for protecting Halliburton's interest in your 2 tours in Iraq, where you defended the Ministry of Energy. Okay, you fucking did it. Why are you still debating people, bro? Holy shit.
leave without it, a critical error that will haunt the prosecution case. The autopsy shows Meredith has been strangled and stabbed on 2 sides of the neck, possibly with 2 different knives. The second fatal stab severed her thyroid artery.
1735?
There are 40 wounds, too many, police believe, for one assailant to have inflicted alone. The prosecution's view of what happened, later disputed by the defense, is shown in this reconstruction. Meredith was trained in karate and must...
Bro, it's fucked up because, like, I'm responding to people who are extremely disrespectful and I have a right to do so. If you don't like it, ban me. Until then, I will exercise the rights I fought for. Bro, you are so fucking insane. Like, you really think you fought? Bro, if you really fucking fought and got PTSD to, like, be able to debate your fucking... You know, to be able to debate in a Twitch chat, like, that's so sad, dude. I mean, it's a self-report, dude. It's literally a self-report that, like, you kind of did it for nothing, okay? Also, your name is Slaying Bodies, so good luck. Like, good luck convincing people that, you know, you're all there right now when your fucking name is Slaying Bodies and you're defending, you know, Afghanistan and Iraq. Please explain. I do want to know though how people actually think. Like, what do you think? Like, you think fucking Ahmed was gonna take away my free speech, dude? Is that what was gonna go on? Like, you really think so, dude? Some fucking dudes that don't know where America is or have never even heard of America in the fucking mountainous region of Afghanistan, like those guys were gonna, they're like, listen, oh man, you know, when I went down to the city, I went to this internet cafe and I saw there is this thing called fear factor. Let me tell you something. Muhammad, let me tell you something. Ya Allah, these fucking Americans, they're eating snakes. They're eating spiders. This guy, Joe Rogan, is making them do this. We have to put an end to this. Like, that's how it works. The only thing that can stop me is the might of the American military. Otherwise, I am going to put an end to this.
Must have encountered overwhelming force.
Una stessa persona non poteva contemporaneamente tenere.
One person couldn't, all at the same time.
Fuck you. I'm gonna fucking read this, okay? I'm gonna read it. I know it's a fucking bait, and I'm gonna read it anyway. Why are you making fun of him? He didn't do anything wrong. It's honestly kind of fucked. I don't know if I should even continue following you after this. He served his country, and you should respect that, to be honest. Just like we all should respect the top of the hour every 60-hour second ad break. He's right. It is top of the fucking hour. Slaying bodies. Put his body out there on the line and sacrifice so you, American chatter, could avoid the top of the hour 60-second ad break. That's right. That's the second time I've used him as a segue. I'm just going to keep using him for the rest of the day today. Okay? But if you want to avoid those ads at the top of the hour, there's a thing you can do. His take on his username. Any Marine would get it. It's an inside joke. At company formations, hundreds of us would yell slaying bodies. What? Raping women, eating babies? I get it sounds bad, but any vet? No, the cursing and dark sense of humor. We didn't do any of those things. And in 2006, when I made an Xbox gamer tag, I used slaying bodies, and I have ever since. Dude, come on, dude. I was a Marine for 5 years. We never once yelled slaying bodies. I was with an infantry unit. I was 4 years in the Marines, and I even cringed at dudes like this when I was enlisted. Bro, I love that he was like, it's not what you think, dude. It's not what you think. It's so much worse than you think. Okay? Like, it's so much worse, actually, which is fine, but it's like so much worse. I know it sounds fucked up, but it's actually fucked up. Like, it's really fucked up. Okay? Like, is this some fucking like left-wing troll that wanted to make veterans look worse? So they're just like actually using inside jokes to like explain to 30,000 unsuspecting individuals. They're like, no, it's actually so much worse than you think. Yeah, you know, what's at least he chose slaying bodies and not the other two. You know what I mean? He chose the least worst out of all the three things. Not fake. I found his YouTube and he's the most yee ass motherfucker. Listen, brother. Listen, brother, you had to be there. Sorry, the eating babies one was taken, so I went with slaying bodies. Bro. You know, sometimes you just gotta keep those inside jokes inside. How can you talk about this guy but gloss over the fact that you were racially insensitive towards Nicki Minaj? Shut the fuck up. Oh, that's a good one. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Wait, you found his Twitch? Okay, I feel bad, dude. I don't want to. Okay, stop. I don't even want to look at it. It's just like, I feel bad. Let's just stop. Let's stop. Let's get back to the fucking video. No. I don't want to. You guys are. Come on. First of all, it's not a dox. He's literally fucking streaming on Twitch and shit. Look. Everybody stop, okay? You're all fucking dorks too. And he's a dork, but at least he's like here long enough to like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just sad, dude. Come on. Anyway, I forgot to run the ad, by the way. Here, I'm running it now. I'm here as a Republican to broaden my horizon. I didn't foresee this shit. Don't blame me for having views like everyone else here. Yeah, we know, brother. You're talking. One day you'll change, okay? Hopefully. Like, stop saying dumb shit in the chat. Like, you weren't man enough to serve after 9/11. Like, you're not gonna win any favors in this chat. I'm letting you know. I understand military infantry culture is fucked. Watch Vet TV if you want a clue about vet culture. Yeah, I know. I know, dude. I understand. I'm just going to let you know there's a lot of veterans in here who did serve after 9/11. The difference between you and them is that they're not extending the fucking brain poison, okay? There's also active military here right now. So, you know, that's the difference. We're making fun of you not because you're a vet. We're making fun of you because you're a vet who, like, is at the precipice of recognizing that you got fucked over by the government, and yet you still are, for some reason, refusing to recognize it and yelling at, like, random strangers on the internet about how they need to respect you or something. He's not close at all. I mean, I think he's closer than most chuds if he's in here. If he found himself questioning certain things. Nice to see you leave him alone once you saw his face as if he wasn't a real human beforehand. Shut up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, you little bitch. Engineered as fuck. None of you motherfuckers treat me like a real human either, okay? I'm a dancing monkey behind a fucking screen and you see my face every goddamn day. So shut the fuck up, you anonymous poster bitch. Oh my God. It's the internet. All right, let's go.
Hold Meredith still and hold back her hands because there are very few defensive wounds. Inflict those wounds with a smaller knife and then give her the fatal blow with the larger knife. It is impossible. Not even Superman could do it.
Cioè, è impossibile, neanche Superman ci riuscirebbe.
The behavior of Amanda Knox and her boyfriend attracts attention. Meredith's friends tell police that, far from appearing distraught, Amanda and Raffaele have been seen laughing and joking. A vigil is held for Meredith, but Amanda and Raffaele don't attend. They go for dinner at a friend's instead. And the prosecutor recalls why he was concerned by Amanda's behavior.
Quando furono portate queste ragazze a vedere I coltelli che c'erano nella
When the girls were brought to see the knives that were in the kitchen, the reaction of Amanda, it was a reaction. She put her hands on her ears, as if she were trying to block out a terrible sound she was hearing in her ears. It was like she was having a nervous breakdown.
Ebbe proprio un cedimento nervoso.
Yo, is that girl kissing Harry Potter?
And then there was this, one of the defining images of the case. Amanda and Raffaele kissing outside the cottage where Meredith was murdered. Her supporters say this was only natural.
Did they comfort each other? We've seen that famous footage of the two of them together. They did. What's wrong with any of that? Nothing. It did appear to be wrong to some authorities.
November the 5th, 4 days after the murder. Raffaele Sollecito is called in for questioning. Amanda goes with him, and once again her behavior seems odd. She does yoga and the splits in the waiting room.
Bro, it's because she's from fucking... It's because she's an American white girl, dude. That's why. Like, for the rest of the world, they're just gonna look like murderers. All Americans, okay? I mean, look at the fucking slaying bodies guy. Like, that's the average American, dude. We do. We have murder culture. It's, like, very weird. In many ways, like, we're more desensitized to murder than, like, a fucking child soldier. You know what I mean? It's just, we also think it's also righteous. That's the other thing. You know, we just... It's just how it is.
At this point, the couple's alibi appears
Normal Americans wouldn't do yoga while waiting to interview about her dead roommate. You think slaying bodies wouldn't be doing fucking yoga, dude? You kidding me? Oh, dude, slaying bodies 100% is a meme now. I'm sorry.
fall apart. Amanda had told police she'd spent the night of the murder at Raffaele's apartment.
Is there any Republican views you agree on? No. Like, not a single one.
They cooked, watched a film, made love, smoked marijuana, and went to bed. But separately, Raffaele's story begins to change. He's no longer sure if Amanda was with him all night. Amanda's called in for more questioning. As she is only a witness at this stage, an interpreter is present, but she has no legal representation. What happens next is crucial and one of the most controversial twists in the story. Police ask Amanda Knox about text messages on her phone. In particular, a message from her boss, Patrick Lumumba.
Don't come to work tonight because there aren't enough clients. It's like Sunday. I sent that message not to come.
Amanda had texted back, "See you later." She says she just meant see you around. But police now want to know. Had Amanda arranged to meet Lumumba later that evening and taken him to her house? At 1:45 in the morning, Amanda...
Okay, it kind of feels like they just kind of ran with it because she was sus. Like, she was fucking sus. And then, like, they literally tied everything back to her. Like, that's so weird. What a weird thing to just, like, be like, oh, she must be a murderer. She said, I will see you later. Like, what the fuck? That's so, it's kind of silly. Like, yeah, she's fucking weird. She's, like, doing yoga and shit.
Breaks down.
She says she had entered the house with him because he was attracted to Meredith and wanted to be with Meredith. And she stayed in the kitchen and heard Meredith's screams, and he was the assassin. That's what she said.
Police believe Amanda Knox's story. They raid Patrick Lumumba's home and...
Oh, dude. Good, boys. Good to see that cops, universal rule, dude. Yo, blame the black guy, immediately. Immediately, dude. Nice. Good going, Italy. This is the point where fucking, every European says, oh, racism is an American thing. What the fuck?
Take him in. Within hours, his photo flashes around the world as one of the murder suspects. But for the...
I mean, this is literally the country we're talking about where they throw bananas at black football players, so... That is true. Yeah. Let's not forget.
Police. Amanda Knox has now gone from witness to suspect. If she's taken Lumumba to Meredith, she must have been at the house.
Lei si è posta nel luogo del delitto.
She put herself at the scene of the crime. She admitted to accompanying Lumumba as if she were an accomplice in his project. She was in the room next door when the crime happened, in her version. This fact pushed the police to suspend the audition in order to protect her rights.
Ha spinto la polizia per ragioni di garanzia a sospendere l'audizione.
November the 6th, 2007. Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito are arrested. Waiting to be taken to jail, Amanda makes another attempt to tell police what happened with Lumumba by writing out an explanation in English. She tells the police it's a present.
In my mind, I saw Patrick in flashes of blurred images. I saw him near the basketball court. I saw him at my front door. I saw myself cowering in the kitchen with my hands over my ears, because in my head I could hear Meredith screaming. But I have said this many times so as to make myself clear. These things seem unreal to me, like a dream.
Okay, dude, did she do it? What the fuck? I keep flipping, I'm sorry, but like, she's so sus, dude. What the fuck? Why is she so weird? I mean, listen, like, being cringe is not a crime. And being sus is not a crime, but like, being sus during and after a crime can land you in jail.
I want to make it clear that I'm very doubtful of the verity of my statements because they were made under the pressure of stress, shock, and extreme exhaustion.
But despite her uncertainty, she doesn't retract her accusation. Lumumba remains in jail, pleading his innocence.
I'm sorry, but like, immediately and reflexively blaming the fucking immediate black guy you can think of, like the first black dude that you can think of. That's like, I mean, that's real fucked up.
In the city square, members of the African community protest his arrest.
The black man is always the thief and the assassin. She wanted them to believe what she was saying. It was just because I was black. She was looking for someone in society who was credible.
there was a moment when she should have actually retracted that story. There's a moment when she should have said, no, this is the wrong thing to do. He was thrown into jail for 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks, for something he did not do, and he lost his livelihood.
At this point, another African immigrant enters the story. 20-year-old Rudy Guede from the Ivory Coast is living in Perugia. Detectives find his bloody thumbprint on a pillowcase that was underneath Meredith's dead body. Because he's an immigrant, they have his prints on file. Police raid his tiny bedsit apartment and test his toothbrush for DNA. It matches traces found on Meredith's bra strap, on her body, and on the left sleeve of her pale
Jesus
blue
Christ.
sweatshirt.
Okay.
Rudy Guede has fled the country. He's arrested in Germany. Perugia attorney Walter Biscotti volunteers to defend him.
Incontrai questo ragazzo.
I met this young man in this prison in Schiffenstadt, Germany. And he seemed to me like a guy who was scared, someone who was in the middle of a story that was bigger than him. He was surprised to see a lawyer who arrived from Italy for him.
Un avvocato che era arrivato dall'Italia per lui.
Extradited back to Italy, Rudy Guede confirms to police that he's lived in the country since the age of 5. A keen basketball player, he'd met.
I know you like to be ethnic, but you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for many patriots who fought for this nation. What? Oh God, it's not even a fucking bait, dude. Ew.
Amanda and Meredith after shooting hoops with students who lived in the apartment below theirs. They partied and smoked dope together. Meanwhile, the case against Patrick Lumumba, as outlined by Amanda Knox, collapses. A customer at the bar has given him an alibi and he's freed. How did Amanda Knox come to mention Lumumba's name to police? For the first time, we can hear an audio tape of her explanation to the prosecutor. A transcript of this was presented in court, but not the audio. Accompanied by 3 lawyers and an interpreter, on December the 17th, 2007, Knox is asked why she told police Lumumba committed the crime.
Perché se lo era immaginato?
Why? Why? I was stressed, I was scared, it was after long hours, it was in the middle of the night, I was innocent, and they were telling me that I was guilty.
So I just blamed the black guy, dude. Come on. She kind of hot though. Oh my God, dude. You're fucking. Guys, when I was being raised, I was stressed out, dude. What the fuck? Chill. God damn it, dude. I just fucking ruined a dude's life for no reason because I was stressed out. Stop, I'm crying.
Che cosa le diceva la polizia?
What did police tell you? The police were telling me that we know you're at our house, we know you left the house, and with the moment before I said Patrick's name, someone was showing me the message that I was sent on the phone.
Che cosa c'è di più normale che insistere? La polizia fa la sua parte.
I couldn't understand why they were telling me that I was lying. They kept telling me that I was lying.
Ma perché poi prima ci ha detto potrebbe...
Dude, you know what we found out here? White women tears do not work in Italian on Italian officers. Like, the guy sounds like he's just having none of it, dude. Like, it didn't work, and they still actually ended up arresting the black guy just because of racism. Like, they were like, we know you're fucking lying, but hey, if we can arrest this black guy for no reason, we're gonna do it.
essere vero.
It means that in that moment that I had said Patrick's name, I thought it could have been true.
So what's the extent of the police evidence at this point? It includes the knife found at Raffaele Sollecito's apartment that they believe could be the murder weapon. But they need more, so return to the crime scene. 46 days after the murder, they find Meredith's bra clasp under a mat. Using rubber gloves, they pick it up and inspect it. It will become the most controversial piece of evidence in the investigation. The defense will claim the delay in collecting it could have resulted in contamination. Investigators also, for the first time, use luminol to look for invisible bloodstains. 3 clear footprints appear, plus other small bloodstains. More new evidence, but it will be controversial. In Seattle, the campaign to prove Amanda is innocent is underway. Her family turned to a crisis communications firm and a group called Friends of Amanda.
It was just this kind of small group of people that were called the Americans in our offense. I think there was one quote that the Americans would send in the Marines to get Amanda Knox. I love Italy, I've been to Italy, and I have great respect for the courts. I do think we have a rogue prosecutor. In Italy, if you speak against
Eating babies. Why you make fun of my friend? Stop, dude. Oh, Twitch chat, please stop it, dude.
a prosecution, you can be prosecuted. So nobody can speak. And it's a perfect storm of a potentially very unfair prosecution.
Amanda Knox's DNA has been found mixed together with Meredith Kircher's in 5 blood stains in the flat. Plus, tests show the bare footprints made in blood match the size and shape of Amanda's and her boyfriend's.
Okay, I don't understand. So yeah, okay, Gigi no Reed, like she did it. What the fuck? With the other third guy. Like they're all guilty. I don't understand.
Feet. And the kitchen knife from Raffaele's apartment shows Amanda's DNA on the handle and a tiny trace of Meredith's DNA on the blade. The clock spins forward.
Obviously, her DNA would have been all over the apartment. No, but that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about the fucking blood. I mean, they're talking about the blood mixed with one another, though. And fucking blood-stained footprints and shit. Also, goddamn, Italian police are fucking so bad. Also, I cannot believe how bad the infographic video was, dude. Like, the infographic show video on this is so trivialized and reductive and so fucking stupid.
Almost 1 year to September 2008. Amanda Knox, Raffaele Sollecito and Rudy Guede appear before a judge in Perugia. With so much publicity now surrounding Knox, Guede opts to be tried quickly and separately.
I was convinced that if he had been tried with the others, that with all the international media clamor and the international pressure there would have been surrounding this trial, they would have dumped all the blame on Rudy.
So you have to see the role that money plays, even be it the USA or even here, in your situation as a citizen or as a person, as a suspect, right? You're not. The justice system is not fair, no matter where you are, because money is going to play a role.
The prosecution's case is a tabloid editor's dream. They say Amanda Knox, Raffaele Sollecito and Rudy Guede killed Meredith Kircher in a sex game gone wrong. Guede denies this and pleads.
Okay, I feel like every part of this is bad. Like, she's sus, but then I feel like the prosecutors kind of like went with this like weird fucking narrative. Like, it just sounds like boomer shit. Oh, a sex game gone wrong. Like, they fucked this case up completely.
Not guilty. His defense is that he wasn't in the room when Meredith was murdered. He was in the bathroom.
Wait,
Meredith had invited him over, he said. When he got there, Meredith was furious because money was missing and she was blaming Amanda. He says he comforted Meredith and things got physical, but they didn't have full sex. He went to the toilet, then says he heard Amanda enter the apartment.
Lui ha sentito la voce di Amanda.
He heard Amanda's voice as she came in. He was in the bathroom, or just about to go into the bathroom, and then he really did put on his headphone and listen to music, rap, I think, at full volume, and then heard a scream. He came out and came up against a male figure.
Ha incrociato in questo corridoio una figura maschile.
Rudy Guede says this man lunged at him with a knife, cutting his hand. The attacker then yelled, "Black man found! Black man condemned," and ran away. Guede found Meredith bleeding in the other room. He tried to stem the blood flow with towels.
What?
And left a bloody thumbprint on the pillowcase. But the bleeding didn't stop, and Guede says he panicked.
Lui ha cercato di aiutarla.
He tried to help her. He took her in his arms and should have called for help, but he was scared and ran away, and he feels guilty for this.
Quindi lui per questo si sente colpevole.
Rudy Guede is found guilty of Meredith's murder and sentenced to 30 years.
Okay, dude, this guy went to jail for 30 fucking years, by the way. And I have to repeat myself one more time. This guy went to jail for 30 years. Italian ship captain that murdered 33 people went to jail for 16. What the fuck?
The judge's verdict says Rudy Guede did not act alone. He's led away to prison. Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito will now stand trial for the murder and sexual assault of Meredith Kircher. January the 16th, 2009. The trial begins. The world's media is focused on Amanda Knox. Her face fills the front pages. Could this attractive, bubbly, all-American girl be capable of murder? As they did at Rudy Guede's trial, the prosecution again suggests the murder was the result of a sex game gone wrong. Again, this is strongly denied. Amanda and Raffaele claim they weren't in the house that night. To support their case, the prosecution produces evidence they claim places the couple at the scene of the murder. First, there's the DNA found in the bathroom. The prosecution says it shows the mixed blood of Amanda Knox and Meredith Kircher in the bidet drain, the sink drain, and on a cotton bud box.
I mean, does DNA is so janky. A bidet, Chad, a bidet sink, a bidet drain. I think that's what she meant. DNA can be so unreliable in situations like that because, like, she's literally in that house. Like, this is the house that she lives in. So, of course, she's like, we're shedding all the time, right? So, I guess it depends, right? Like, it can totally be contaminated. I don't know if it, like, blood DNA is different, though. You know what I mean? Which is more racist, Alabama or the Italian judicial system? I don't know.
There is also a large drop of Amanda's blood on the bathroom tap. According to the prosecutor, this shows Amanda and Meredith were bleeding at the same time. Strong evidence there was a fight.
Le prove principali sono tracce di sangue misto.
The principal evidence was mixed blood traces from which were extracted mixed DNA of Amanda and Meredith.
E questa mistura.
The only explanation for that mix is that Amanda was bleeding and touched objects that were covered in Meredith's blood.
Gli oggetti del bagno.
There's no other explanation.
Non c'è nessun'altra alternativa.
But Amanda's lawyers say this proves nothing. Two young students living together means it's perfectly normal to find mixed blood and DNA in the bathroom. They say it's possible Amanda's DNA isn't from her blood at all, but from her saliva. Sarah Gino is the forensic biologist on Amanda Knox's defense team.
In this case, the test was done for blood. But was the test done for saliva? No. So we can't know if inside that mixed trace there was blood because it had been demonstrated, or just saliva. Or maybe there was blood from both of them. But what does that mean? Maybe someone had a bloody nose one time, and then at another moment someone cut their finger and put it down, and their blood got mixed.
Then there was the kitchen.
I mean, I don't know. Or she did the murder. Like, that's kind of, if it's a blood and blood, it's like, then it's like a lot more sus.
Knife found in Raffaele Sollecito's flat. This, say the prosecutors, is the murder weapon, which has been cleaned. But they have found DNA of Amanda Knox on the handle and a minuscule amount of Meredith Kircher's DNA on the blade. But the words, "too low," are written on the DNA reports for the knife. The test should never have been carried out, say defense. There's not enough reliable DNA. When questioned by journalists, the prosecution stands by its forensic evidence.
It is not too little. The genetic profile is low, but it is absolutely reliable. In fact, we were able to get it, which means there is no uncertainty about the attribution of that profile to the victim.
More DNA evidence is presented, this time on Meredith's bra clasp. Police say Raffaele Sollecito's DNA is on one of the hooks. This is the only evidence placing him in her bedroom. There is no DNA evidence that puts Amanda in the room. David Balding, a DNA statistician at University College London, is recognized as one of the world's leading analysts. In 2012, he is asked by the Italian Forensic Association to study Meredith Kircher's bra clasp and to give an independent view on whether Sollecito's DNA is present. His findings are not part of the court case.
When you just look at the evidence by eye, you can see very strongly all of Raffaele Sollecito's DNA types are there, and that can't be explained by any kind of just environmental contamination. And I calculate how likely is the evidence under the prosecution assertion that DNA is there from Raffaele Sollecito, and again how likely it is without him being present, and the former is much greater than the latter. So that's when I say that's extremely strong evidence.
But forensic experts representing the defense remain adamant that the bra clasp had been contaminated and is unreliable.
Wait, why?
As far as the bra clasp is concerned, what happened? This bra clasp was collected 46 days after the first crime scene inspection, and a mixture of biological material was found.
Dude, that's insane that it took 46 days. Like, 46 days later, they came back to the scene of the crime. Like, it's like a joke almost. Are you kidding me? Like 46 fucking days, dude. Wow. Wow. Holy shit.
There was a profile attributable to the victim, which is normal, and other material that was attributable to Raffaele Sollecito. There were other traces, but they were not attributed to anyone.
But of course, the history of that bra clasp is a bit unusual because it lay in the room for many days without being collected, and so...
Dude, this guy's not only balding, but his name is David Balding. Untrustworthy.
People are worried about the possibility of contamination arising from that. I can't say anything directly because I wasn't there and I don't know the circumstances about the risk of contamination, but what I can say is that contamination of DNA from passers-by is not an issue. I've taken that into account in my... The chance of it matching Sollecito's DNA is extremely unlikely.
The defense also...
I said, they spent 45 days theorizing sex games. So, on the 46th day, they were like, well, maybe we should go back to the scene of the crime, you know? Oh my God, we found... Maron! We found another evidence. We found a piece of evidence. Okay, maybe it's not a sex game. No, it's still a sex game. They like locked up every black person in town. Italian police doing everything but solve the crime.
Also uses the crime scene video to question the DNA evidence presented by the prosecution.
I have looked at the crime scene, the videos, bloody shoe prints, cleaned up, not saved, a bra strap. Collected weeks and weeks and weeks after the initial collection that now supposedly connects Amanda, Raffaele, and Meredith.
But the prosecution keeps producing evidence they say connects Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito to the crime scene.
Amanda's footprints.
Like the Friends of Amanda campaign is like literally the worst person to go to on a case. Like that makes no, like what a dumb person to ask feedback on. Like, yeah, that person is not only biased, but like so far removed from the details of the fucking case, you couldn't find a single other person
which were revealed by the luminol, showed DNA attributed to Meredith, which means Amanda was walking in bare feet, covered in blood.
They argue this is proof the couple came back during the night to clean up and stage the break-in, leaving blood-stained footprints in the bathroom and corridor. The defense says there is no proof the prints actually were bloodstains. The luminol may have revealed another substance, such as bleach. The prosecution also presents evidence to challenge the couple's story of what they did that night and the next morning. They show Raffaele's cell phone was turned on at 6:02 a.m., despite their claim they slept until 10. Then there was the telephone call to the Carabinieri, when Sollecito knew nothing had been stolen and failed to mention the postal police were at the scene. They also question Raffaele Sollecito's changing...
Why wouldn't they tell, like... I don't know. I go back and forth on that. Like, how would they have known that the fucking postal police are going to be incompetent? How do they know that they would fuck the crime scene up? Like, I mean... Yes, the Italian police do have drip. I mean, look at this guy, dude. That's so Italian. Just open neck. Has like a fucking nice little necklace.
Alibi and present eyewitnesses who contradict Knox and Sollecito's stories. In court, the prosecution accuses Amanda Knox of being the leader of a sexual attack on Meredith. They say this was payback for Meredith's disapproval of Amanda's lifestyle.
discorso del gioco erotico era compreso fin dall'inizio.
The erotic game was always part of the case. I think that night, Amanda wanted to make Meredith pay for judging her, which she found offensive.
A Meredith un giudizio che lei avvertiva come offensivo nei suoi confronti.
Girl from Seattle that worked 3 jobs to get to Italy to study abroad, an honor student from Seattle Prep, doesn't overnight, in my experience, turn into a depraved murderess. Overnight.
The courts claim.
What experience do you have? You're just a lady. Like, your only reason for being there is because you were like a fan. You were a fan of like the pretty white lady that may or may not have done the murder. What the fuck was the BBC doing, dude? I can't tell who's more incompetent, the Italian police, the prosecutors, or the BBC for, you know, just routinely going back to this like random American. Do British people just think that we're, you know, authorities on shit? Misogynistic? Really? Misogynism? I'm being misogynistic? Misogynism. I'm being misogynistic here because I'm saying that her credentials are just being a stand for Amanda Knox? How is that fucking misogynistic, dude?
Make difficult hearing for the Knox family.
Obviously, listening to those types of things were, you know, it's horrible. And I mean, it was an all-out attack on her character by individuals that have no idea who she truly is as a person. One of the things that we have tried to do this entire time is obviously support Amanda by always having somebody over here, somebody to visit her and stuff like that. And we have to stay strong.
What do you know? You're just a lady? Yeah, like, she's just a guy. You know what I mean? She's like a random person. Like, her only connection, unless I misunderstood, but her only connection is that she was operating a fan club. Like, that's why I'm upset. Notice how I didn't say that about the fucking defense, you know, forensics expert? Because that's not just a lady. Okay? That is... She's her lawyer hired by the family. Come on. Wait, the white American lady? This lady? It's really interesting when you make stuff up because you want to simp for white women. Okay? And you just like totally lie. Because, you know, if this lady wasn't just some guy, they would not say Friends of Amanda Knox campaign. They would say Amanda Knox's defense lawyer. I get over guys by telling myself they're just some guy. Okay, she might be an actual fucking lawyer. She's been a visible television commentator in #1 high-profile cases, including the murder of Meredith Kircher in Italy, as legal counsel and as a spokesperson for the Friends of Amanda Knox. Wait, so she was actually... Wait, why the fuck did they just say that... Why don't they say that she's legal counsel? No, I am wrong. I am wrong. 100%. I was misled by the way that BBC is like presenting her. I feel like, wait. Hold on. Legal analyst explaining prominent cases to the general public. She took up the cause of Amanda Knox, in charge of the murder of Meredith. She was contracted by family members of the Knox's classmates, including Mike Heavey. Okay. The group subsequently held fundraisers for Knox's defense, lobby lawmakers, and conduct public relations activities, turning media focus towards the conduct of the prosecution. Oh no, so she wasn't a part of their fucking legal counsel. She was doing... She's not her lawyer, chat. She's just a lady who was fucking... Okay, time for chat to apologize. Time for chat to apologize. He just hired, like, random people hired her to fucking conduct a PR onslaught. She's an American media pundit that they, with like legal background, that they fucking hired to do like, you know, PR shit. You guys made it seem like she was Amanda's lawyer. I'd rather gaslight you.
Strap.
Which she found offensive.
A Meredith un giudizio che lei avvertiva come offensivo nei suoi confronti.
Girl from Seattle that worked 3 jobs to get to Italy to study abroad, an honor student from Seattle Prep, doesn't overnight, in my experience, turn into a depraved murderess. Overnight.
The court's claims make difficult hearings.
Yeah, that's excellent legal defense. I don't know why they didn't hire her as just straight up legal counsel for Amanda Knox. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Why would I do a murder when I haven't done it for, you know, fucking 24 years? Case solved. Everybody knows murderers start, you know, get out of the womb doing murders. That's how it works.
Hearing for the Knox family.
Obviously, listening to those types of things were, you know, it's horrible. And I mean, it was an all-out attack on her character by individuals that have no idea who she truly is as a person. One of the things that we have tried to do this entire time is obviously support Amanda by always having somebody over here, somebody to visit her and stuff like that. And we have to stay strong in order for her to stay strong.
June the 12th, 2009. Amanda Knox spends 2 days on the stand to tell her version of the story. Millions worldwide watch her explanation of why she put the pub owner, Patrick Lumumba, in the frame.
They told me that I was trying to protect someone.
Mi è stato detto che stavo cercando di proteggere qualcuno.
But I wasn't trying to protect anyone.
Ma non stavo proteggendo nessuno.
And they continued to put so much emphasis.
E continuavano a
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Someone in the chat just said, the Brazilian health minister just tested positive for COVID in New York. Shut up. Are you serious? Send me the fucking link, dude. Yo, what is wrong with Brazil, dude? What is going on, dude? Do not come to Brazil. Brazil come to you. And we bring our own COVID. Brazil come to you. And we bring our own COVID for you. We know Bolsonaro can't get it right now because he's gotten it like 11 times. And I think as recently as like last week. So. Oh my God, dude. Bolsonaro is the only unvaccinated G20 leader attending. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's fucking hilarious, dude. Brazil is the country where your fucking health minister is like spreading COVID, dude.
Mettere così tanta enfasi
On this message that I had received from
sul
Patrick.
messaggio che avevo ricevuto da Patrick.
And so
E quindi
I almost was
io
convinced
quasi
that I had
ero
met him.
convinta che l'avevo incontrato.
Her case is this. She was at Raffaele's house when the murder happened, watching a movie and reading her emails. They stopped watching the film at 9:30. She can't prove it because 2 of their 3 computers were damaged when police tried to search the hard drives. Throughout the year-long trial, Meredith's family fly in from London to testify and witness the key hearings. They try to keep the focus on Meredith and their quest for justice. The 3rd of December, 2009, the eve of the verdict. Amanda's family arrives to hear her plea for freedom.
She knows that she's innocent and has had nothing to do with this, and we're just very hopeful that the court will see and be able to see that in the evidence that's been presented.
Amanda is now almost fluent in Italian.
Io non sono calma.
What the fuck? Bro, what the fuck? Oh, this is a very different take on white people doing semester at sea. Like, she just learned the language, dude. What the, she's like fluent now.
In questi giorni io ho scritto su un foglio davanti a me che avevo paura di perdere me stessa. E cioè ho paura di avere una maschera di assassina forzata sulla mia pelle.
The 4th of December, 2009. 323 days since the trial started. The verdict is broadcast around the world.
Dichiara Knox, Amanda, Marie e sollecito Raffaele colpevoli dei reati loro ascritti.
Guilty of murder. 25 years for Raffaele Sollecito and 26 for Amanda Knox. The extra year...
Bro, Italy, I swear to God, in Italy, they do not give a fuck, dude. Every other country, women get a lesser sentence. Italy, they're like, no, we are going to increase your sentence, okay? You are the devilish woman.
For slandering Patrick Lumumba.
That's right. You made us do a racism, and we liked it. But you made us do it anyway, so I'm going to give you an extra year.
The Kircher's Italian lawyer is satisfied.
Gli alibi falliti, il comportamento.
The failed alibis, the behavior of Sollecito and Knox's statements, the slander of Patrick Lumumba. These are all elements that, once put together, allow the determination of guilt.
Sopra a questi una dichiarazione di colpevolezza.
But Knox's family keeps tight-lipped as they leave the courtroom.
Push back. Push back.
Chris, stop.
When they return to Seattle, they immediately start preparing her appeal.
There's not one piece of physical evidence to link this girl to this crime.
They draft legal.
Okay, that's literally not true. Like I feel like the Italian police fucked this like super hard, but this person is like a liar. Like that's what she's doing. She's just lying, okay?
Piece of physical evidence to link this girl.
I'm sorry, Ann Bremner, friends of the Amanda Knox campaign, but you're fucking lying, dude. Like, there's literally her DNA is on the murder weapon, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? If anything, like, you could just say, like, well, there's a lot of DNA there, but that doesn't really prove anything because, like, she lived there. What a psychotic fucking lie to just put out there.
girl to this crime.
They draft legal, forensic and political consultants from the US and Italy to strengthen the defense team.
Her DNA's on her own knife, holy shit. No, I know. I fucking know. I understand that. But saying that there is not a single piece of DNA there is fucking a lie.
It takes a year to get to the appeal. November the 24th, 2010. By now, Knox and Sollecito have been in jail for 3 years. This time there is a new judge and a new prosecutor, Giancarlo Costaiola.
Il relatore, nell'illustrare la relazione.
Despite the fact that there had already been a conviction, the deputy judge said at the beginning of the hearing that the only thing that was certain was that a girl was dead.
Praticamente l'unica cosa certa era che era morta una ragazza.
Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito's defense teams decide to focus on Rudy.
By the way, for the people that are saying like, oh, there's no fucking evidence that the knife was used as a murder weapon, there was blood on the knife and it was cleaned. There was her blood on the knife. There was a victim's blood was on the knife. And it had been wiped off hastily. So, what the fuck?
Guede. They call prison inmates, convicted criminals, to testify that Guede.
And it was at Raphael's house, not at the crime scene? Oh, shit, I misunderstood. That makes it even more suspicious. So her knife was in Raphael's house and not at the crime scene. And the victim's blood... No, the victim's blood was on the knife. The victim's blood wasn't on the knife. There was a bit of DNA on the inside of the handle edge.
Has confessed to them in prison. June the 27th, 2011.
Hastily wiped like her parents wiped her crimes off the books. Dude, that was good. That was funny.
Rudy Guede takes the stand. By now, after an appeal, his sentence has been cut from 30 to 16 years. He denies he made a jailhouse confession and is asked about a letter he has written claiming Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito killed Meredith.
This guy's such a dummy. I'm sorry, but like in this situation, I would just like, even if I did it, I'd just be like, it's the fucking crazy American. They're crazy. They're murderers. Like, how the fuck did this dude not just like unload, write a testimony?
Cosa vuol dire esattamente? Lei non mi aveva mai detto questo? Allora, io questa, esplicitamente in questa maniera non l'ho mai detto, però l'ho sempre... Ma perché l'ha scritto? L'ho scritto perché era un pensiero che è sempre stato dentro di me. Ma quindi non è vero? No, è verissimo.
The key focus of the appeal...
Okay, I'm losing my fucking mind, dude. Everyone is so weird. Why is everybody speaking in poems? Like, is that like an Italian thing? Is that what happens in Italy? Like, everyone just speaks in fucking riddles? Like, just say it normally. Oh, maybe it was something I was thinking inside of my mind. Like, why? Why is everything so romantic, dude? The fucking murder case, like, everybody's doing riddles for some fucking weird reason, dude. Holy shit.
Is on the DNA. Knox and Kircher's DNA on the knife. Sollecito's on the bra clasp. Is it enough to place the defendants at the crime scene or not? The court appoints independent experts Carla Vecchiotti and Stefano Conti from the University of Sapienza, Rome, to review the science. Their report is scathing about prosecution forensic methods. They cite US manuals and standards, highlighting errors made when the evidence was collected. They do find a new trace of DNA on the knife from Sollecito's kitchen that hasn't been tested. However, they argue, it's too small to be of use. This report helps the judge focus his decision on whether there is reasonable doubt about the DNA samples.
Oh my God, dude, why is everybody so convinced that, like, she's innocent, dude? Because she literally is? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's sus. It's a little sussy baka, dude. Definitely a little sus. A little suspicious. Whatever happens the next 4 years can't be as bad as that 4-year study abroad I did in Italy, right? That's what she said on election night. Jesus Christ. Yo, they should make study abroad illegal. Sussy does not equal reasonable doubt. Yeah, guess what, though? On this broadcast, it does. Just like on this broadcast, top of the hour, even if it's 9 minutes later, means it's time for a 60-second ad break. But fear not. While the Italian prosecution might fuck the criminal case up, the Hasanabi broadcast will not fuck up the ad break, okay? You can avoid those ads. If you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, you have an opportunity to do so in the court of law. You can do that by subscribing for $4 for 10 Italian liras. I'm just making that conversion up. I don't know. With the Twitch Prime, you can also do it. You can use an ad blocker or a VPN if you don't want to subscribe. You don't have to. Here's the ad now.
For Meredith's mother and the rest of her family, the hearings are agonizing.
Everything that Meredith must have felt that night, everything she went through, the fear and the terror and not knowing why. And she didn't deserve that. No one deserves that.
October the 3rd, 2011. Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito await their fate for the second time.
In nome del popolo italiano, la Corte di Assise di Appello di Perugia assolve entrambi gli imputati dai reati loro ascritti ai capi A, B, C e D per non aver commesso il fatto.
Not guilty. There is sufficient doubt for Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito to be released immediately.
I'm Deanna Knox, Amanda Knox's sister, and I just have a few words on behalf of our family. We're thankful that Amanda's nightmare is over. She suffered for 4 years for a crime that she did not commit.
That Raffaele had nothing to do with the murder of that poor girl, Meredith Kircher, who remains in our hearts.
Some in the gathering crowd become increasingly agitated about the verdict.
There were people out on the stairs in front of the courthouse, and for a long time they yelled, "Shame on you."
A dark sedan ferries Amanda Knox away to a safe house deep in the Italian countryside for an emotional reunion with relatives after almost 4 years in jail. while Meredith's family is left stunned and pained by the acquittal.
Les has been almost forgotten in all of it. The media photo can't really of her. There's not a lot about what actually happened in the beginning. So it's very difficult to kind of keep her memory alive in all of this.
The media's photos will be of Amanda Knox arriving home at Seattle Airport.
I'm really overwhelmed right now. I was looking down from the airplane and it seemed like everything wasn't real. What's important for me to say is just thank you to everyone who's believed in me, who's defended me, who's supported my family.
Amanda finds a home in Seattle's International District and returns to the University of Washington to study creative writing. She starts writing a book about her experience, reportedly receiving a $4 million advance, although claims that all of the money goes on legal expenses.
Meanwhile, the fucking black dude is done.
Back in Italy, Rudy Guede is still in prison where he has been beaten up by inmates. He has begun studying to build himself a future and will soon be eligible for parole. For a while, this seems like the end of the story, but fate, or the Italian justice system, has another couple of twists in store. Now it's the turn of the prosecution to appeal, and on the 26th of March 2013, Italy's highest court, known as the Court of Cassation, orders a new trial, overturning Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito's acquittals. They say the first appeal did not debate many of the 10,000 pages from the first trial, focusing too much on the DNA evidence. September the 30th, 2013.
This is the worst documentary I've ever watched in my entire life on a fucking murder situation. And the reason why I say that is because, like, they not once mentioned even a probable motive for the black dude or Amanda Knox. Like, I am still confused as to, like, what the probable motives could be, like, what the speculations could have been. It's just, they just kept saying sex game over and over again like a fucking Italian prosecutor, okay? It's so weird, like... It's just like sex games. Sex games. Could have been sex games. Like, where do they have alibis? Do they not have alibis? Like, yeah, they once like mentioned Amanda was angry about money that Meredith owed or something. No further investigation into whether that's real or not.
The second appeal begins.
You vowed never to watch Britland murder docs. You made your bed. I mean, I know. British people are so, like, bad at... There's just not enough murders happening, I guess, in the UK that they just, like, they're bad at fucking storytelling about murder. They're great at dating shows and stuff, though, from what I understand. You know?
This time, the drama switches to the birthplace of the Renaissance, Florence. Amanda Knox isn't in the courtroom. She refuses to travel from America and defends her decision on television. Only Raffaele Sollecito is present in court. He makes a plea to the judge and jury.
Io vi chiedo umilmente di...
Bro, he no longer looks like Harry Potter.
Poter guardare la realtà di tutta questa vicenda. e di considerare il grosso sbaglio che è stato fatto.
Unlike in the appeals court, this judge orders a police forensics lab in Rome to test the new trace of DNA found on the kitchen knife. It's a minuscule amount from where the blade meets the handle. The new test finds that the DNA matches Amanda Knox. Prosecutors say it further proves her involvement in the murder. But the defense says the most likely explanation is that Amanda used the knife when staying at Raffaele's apartment. The 30th of January, 2014. 6 years and 2 months after Meredith Kercher's murder, the second appeal of Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito is coming to a close. The judgment watched by the world.
The music is dog shit too. It's just like this documentary is really bad.
Sollecito doesn't wait to hear the verdict, speeding off in a taxi. Amanda Knox stays in the United States, plagued by the same fear she shared on television. Shortly after 9:30 p.m. local time, after deliberating for more than 12 hours, the judge and jury enter the hall.
A nome del popolo italiano, la Corte d'Assise d'Appello di Firenze, nel procedimento penale contro Knox Amanda Marie, Sollecito Raffaele, ridetermina la pena inflitta a Knox Amanda Marie complessivamente in anni 28 e mesi 6 di reclusione. Conferma nel resto l'impugnata sentenza.
This time, an even longer sentence. 28 years and 6 months for Amanda Knox.
They asked him why. They say, for the sex games. We added 1 additional year. We thought about it and we said no sex game.
25 years for Raffaele Sollecito. The lawyers give their verdict.
Bro, they keep adding more time into Amanda Knox's sentence. It's crazy. Italy really is working hard against sexism. Like, they're doing their very best. You gotta respect it a little bit.
This trial has been media-driven. Everything has been amplified. These kids were taken to...
Stop. This is a joke. They didn't make this. They did not make... This is not a BBC documentary. I refuse to believe it. What is this dub, bro? What is this dub? There's no shot. This is a professional documentary made by...
This trial has been media-driven.
This trial has been media-driven. What the fuck? What is happening, dude? It's the same narrator who's reading this part with like a different voice. Bro, how underfunded is the BBC right now?
Everything has been amplified. These kids were taken to prison 4 days after the body was found. They were the first suspects and never lost that image.
If it was a media-driven trial, it's not due to the Kercher family, who have been absolutely silent. So if we're talking about a media circus, we need to look at the behavior.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers need to pay your licenses out there, oi bros. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You're leaving your glorious BBC significantly underfunded. Shit's looking like a fucking Fiverr doc, dude. It's like worse than one of those like AI generated YouTube videos on some like obscure Russian channel with like 38 million subscriptions.
Behavior of the suspects and their followers.
In court, the victim of Amanda Knox's original slander, Patrick Lumumba, is relieved. He's been awarded €40,000 compensation.
Life has changed a lot, but when you have obtained justice, like this evening, you feel more encouraged to start all over again.
Raffaele Sollecito has disappeared, but the next day, police find him 200...
I'm sorry, but I also love that, like, the Italian cops that were super fucking racist and like totally acted on the whims and arrested a dude and put him in jail for 2 fucking weeks just because he was black and because Amanda Knox said so when she was under duress. now get to turn around and be like, oh, I cannot believe you did this to us. It's like, dude, you guys kind of didn't do your fucking... You kind of didn't do any research. Like, you just literally jailed an innocent black man for 2 weeks for no reason other than, you know, you were just looking for a guy. That's nuts. And we know you can't say believe all women because it's Italian. Like, they don't. They disbelieve women on purpose. Like, they literally are like, Amanda Knox, you get the 28 years now. Fuck you. Like, it's the only time where I've seen, like, a Western criminal justice system punish the woman more than the guy. So you know they didn't do it out of feminism or whatever. Some misguided sense of feminism. Because they're Italian.
150 miles away, at a hotel near the Austrian border. They confiscate his passport. His lawyers say he wasn't trying to flee the country. He remained free until his final appeal.
Anybody losing anyone close to them is hard. Losing somebody so young and the way that we did is obviously 100 times worse. And then on top of that, to have all the media attention that has gone on for so long just makes it very, very difficult to cope with.
I think we all definitely want some form of closure, even just having it almost at an end of the Italian justice system and knowing that that's the final decision, and then we can all start to remember just Meredith rather than focusing on who did it or what happened.
The day of the final appeal came yet another year later, on the 25th of March 2015, 7.5 years from when Meredith was brutally murdered in the hillside cottage in Perugia. Italy's Supreme Court of Cassation was called upon to decide whether or not to uphold the guilty verdict. With no cameras allowed in court, the media camped out on the stairs of the imposing palace of the Supreme Court, interviewing lawyers as they came and went. Amanda Knox's lawyers argued her Florence conviction was a grave judicial error, while
Dude, why is there like video game soundtrack music in the background? It's just like, this is actually the worst. British people have never seen a documentary.
Raffaele Sollecito's lawyers likened him to Forrest Gump.
Those familiar with the story of Forrest Gump know he is an innocent to whom gigantic, crazy things happen.
After a day and a half of final arguments, the panel of 5 judges retired to deliberate. Journalists and legal observers reflected on the possible outcomes. Amanda Knox and her family awaited the decision in Seattle, while Raffaele Sollecito went back home to Bari. After 10 hours of deliberation, shortly before 11 p.m., the final verdict was pronounced. The guilty verdict was sensationally overturned. Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito were cleared of all charges except for Amanda's slander of Patrick Lumumba.
I'm incredibly grateful for what has happened, for the justice I've received.
We must no longer suggest any possible involvement of Raffaele Sollecito. Enough, enough, enough.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm dreaming right now. I'm in a haze watching this. This is like so painful, the way that they did this document. This video's probably redubbed and re-soundtracked to avoid copyright. Like, what the fuck happened?
Francesco Maresca, the Kircher's lawyer, was stunned as well.
La parola fine, ovviamente, spetta alla
The final word came with Friday's verdict that declared the innocence of the 2 accused, although it did refer to the second clause of Article 530, which relates to insufficient evidence.
530, ovvero sia la non sufficienza, diciamo così, della prova.
È stato insopportabile. Non solo per 4 anni sono stato in carcere, ma anche perché sono stato additato come un assassino.
They were acquitted without a retrial, so this is where it ends.
That Meredith's memory has touched many over the years has been some solace to her family.
We know Meredith is remembered, but as Lyle said, it's actually almost the horrific circumstances that have been forgotten of how she was actually taken from us.
7.5 years have passed since the death of Meredith Kircher. Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito have been found not guilty of her murder, for which Rudy Guede alone is in jail. The very same Court of Cassation ruled he did not act alone. No attempt is being made to find other culprits, leaving many unanswered.
This is so wild. Like, okay, dude, if they think like he didn't act alone, then who else was there? Like, they just fuck it. Like, all right, we put the black guy in jail, the Italian guy and the white lady from America, they're fine. We're gonna let them out. Yeah, it's fine. We're good.
Answered questions for the Kircher family, who may never know what happened to Meredith that tragic night of the 1st of November 2007.
I think this is the first time that I've ever watched like a murder documentary of the sort, and I'm more confused about the fucking details of the case than enlightened in any meaningful capacity. Like, it's just so, like, I'm more confused. I have more questions. I'm so confused. You fucking killed her. Why do you keep saying, oh, they put the black guy in jail, I'm missing something? I don't understand. Like, did he kill her? I mean, or did he just like have sex with her and then, I mean, it's likely that he killed her because his DNA is definitely there. But like the Amanda Knox side of things is so confusing that, like, if Amanda Knox was not there, like, remove her from the equation and I have an easier time convicting the other dude. Does that make sense? In May 2011, Greg Hampikian, director of Idaho Innocence Project, a nonprofit investigative organization dedicated to proving the innocence of wrongly convicted people, said forensic results from the crime scene pointed to Gade as the killer and to his having acted on his own. In the end. Yeah, also his DNA is not on the knife. The Netflix documentary is far superior. Rudy Guede is 100% guilty and had a history of breaking into houses. Okay, now we watch why we started this to begin with.